Everyone, it's Catherine here. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I thought I'd pop in to share with you the supplies I'm using to create this layout for Scrap the Boys for the month of December. And as you would have seen from the inspiration piece, it's this cute little dog wearing an elf hat, and it's about Christmas traditions. So I have gone ahead and picked out a few supplies that I'm going to be working with. I've got these cute little photos of my son and the seeing eye dog called Murray that we look after, and I've also got this one of my partner and Seb and Murray, and I'm not sure which one I'll use yet, but this was taken in a 3D kind of image setup. And so I'm definitely scrapping these photos. I've picked out this title and I'm using the Pink Fresh Studio, I think it's called Oh What Fun, the collection. And I picked out this title because I thought December traditions, and I really like that blue. Also picked out this background paper. I did try a few, but yeah, this one was fun. This is called Merriest Wishes. And I'm also working with this cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. I don't get to work with snowflakes and winter themed things very often because we live in Australia, and so Christmas is very hot. But yeah, I thought I'd use this just as a border piece on that paper. And so I will go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started on this layout, and let's see where we get to. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim the branding strip off this paper because I'm happy with that as my background and I know that that's what I want to use. So I'm just trimming that down, and I'm going to take this cut file. This cut file is from Confessions of a Paper Addict. It's called the Snowflake Border Cut File. And I'll leave a link below to the Etsy store where you can find that. So I'm just gluing that down in a few spots because I'm going to stitch that cut file on because I wanted it to be able to kind of fold up the edges and give it a bit of a dimension. And I've decided to go with just this picture of Seb and Murray, and I'm going to back it with a couple of the papers from the 6x6 paper pad just to make it pop off the page a little bit. And I'm just trimming it with my scissors. Usually I get my little guillotine trimmer out, but I was going to use my edge distresser, so I knew that I wouldn't need the lines to be perfectly straight. So I'm just distressing the edges there, and I'm going to go ahead and add another border. And I like adding full borders. I see a lot of people add offcuts and bits and pieces, and I really need to try that because I've got a lot of those types of paper, but I do like to use a full mat. And I'm just going to distress the edge of this one again. I love this little tool. I think it's from Close to My Heart or something like that. But yeah, so I know that I want my photo to sit there because all of the people and dogs and animals in this picture are looking from right to left. So I wanted to make sure, yeah, they're looking across the page into the title. And I'm just going through the ephemera here and picking out the pieces that I want to use. I had limited the amount of ephemera, like I'd pulled bits out that I thought I could use. I like to do that because otherwise I get way too overwhelmed with all the different bits and pieces. And I did find that dark blue tag that I put at the back, or the tag holder. And I really like that because I probably will go back in and just do a little bit of journaling on the two tags that I've popped in there. So I'm just trying to create 3 main clusters on this page. And I really like these tall buildings because this was taken at a place in the city here in Melbourne. And so I wanted to add those big skyscraper buildings. And so I'm just, as you can see, I've kind of got 3 different size clusters. So a really large cluster next to the photo there, a little bit smaller cluster up to the top, and then the smallest cluster on the right hand side of that picture. And I'm just going through the chipboard pieces and now the cardstock stickers just to see what I can make work. And I found a few bits and pieces. I'm going to start to adhere that with some repositionable tape runner. Just trying to fill in this leaf a bit more to give it a bit more dimension. And so I've got some of the puffy stickers from the puffy titles. And yeah, I really like the way that photo is sitting on top of that tag. I think the dark blue really makes that stand out. So I'm just using some double-sided tape to adhere that, and I'm not adhering it too much because I do want to create a little bit of dimension like I did with the snowflake border, because I find that if you don't stick everything really flat to the page, it creates a little bit more dimension. So I am just going ahead and adhering some of these tall buildings down, and I'm adding some foam adhesive because that first building was a little bit higher because it was on the pocket, so I needed to add some foam to those other ones. And I realized I hadn't actually stuck this whole piece down, so I'm just using some double-sided tape to adhere that to the page. And I'm also using this liquid adhesive. This is the Scotch quick dry adhesive in a fine liner bottle. And yeah, so I just wanted to adhere those chipboard pieces with that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these clusters are coming along. I guess, what I'm finding is creating with some of the cut files and then some of these collections that all work so well together. I feel like my layouts are coming along really quickly at the moment. So I am sticking some things flat to the page, and others I am popping up on some foam tape. And I'm just going to adhere this title. These were pretty sticky, but I did go in later on and just add a bit of liquid adhesive to those to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And I like that title. And then I've added this piece, which is December Memories, because this is something I'm really hoping that we're able to do again this December, but I'm not sure if it'll happen now with coronavirus. So we'll have to wait and see. But while I'm sticking all of that down, I just wanted to let you know that the Scrap the Boys challenge is on every month, and you can go and join the Scrap the Boys Facebook group. I'll leave a link to the group in the description below. So you can enter the challenge and play along there. You'll get to see lots of inspiration for boys' layouts from the rest of the design team. And it's just a great community to share your layouts and enter the challenge. So I'd really encourage you to go and join there. So back to the layout, I'm just adding some twine to these tags to sort of finish that off. And I think this is just cheap twine from Kmart, I want to say, for those here in Australia. But it's got it's white, and it's got a really nice speckle of gold. And so I do use it quite often. So yeah, I just find that I can't leave a tag without some twine in it. And so I'm just doubling up that twine so that it gives a bit more bulk. But yeah, I think I'm nearly finished with my clusters here. So I'm just going to add this twine, tuck those tags back in. And I will say that I got this inspiration for the big border piece and the stitching around it from Daisy Scraps. She's one of the other DT members on Confessions of a Paper Addict. So I did kind of, take that idea from her. I'm just going to add these enamel dots in the 3 different clusters, and then add some gold Heidi Swapp Colour Shine just to finish off my layout here. So thanks for joining me on my channel today. Don't forget to check out Scrap the Boys, and I'll see you later. Bye.